Now, as we approach the ground, take a look up in this tree. As the video runs, it'll switch to my video, and just take a look up in this tree and see what you see up in this tree. It's a piece of heavy furniture with a really big tree limb kind of bent backwards on itself, bonsai style, back over the piece of furniture. And my friends, that's high strangeness. Bent backwards on itself, bonsai style, back over the piece of furniture. And my friends, that's high strangeness.
Hello, I'm M.K.Davis. I'd like you to follow along with me a little bit. Let's revisit. I wanted to revisit the fence jumper video, with the aid of Google Earth. And this particular image is 1995. It's not the newer images. So it's going to look a little different, but still it'll be helpful in understanding, the lay of the land and maybe perhaps why the Sasquatch was in these areas. But at any rate, let's just kind of ease around and see if we can go down to the ground. Okay, let's just kind of spin it around here so that we can get the right perspective on the video. All right. Now let's just kind of go.
Although the footage is very grainy because of it being late at night and under the canopy of the trees, you can still extrapolate some information there. So I isolated this file where he twisted the foot as he turned directions crossing over this fence, and he swung the heel around on the ball of the foot, and that kind of gives you an idea how big the foot may be by looking at how far the heel swung around, pivoting on that ball. So if you see a significant shift of the heel, then the foot has to be pretty good size, and so I just put this out here for you. You be the judge. Now what I'm going to show you next is a still capture from the video, and it's been filtered. You have to remember that this video was taken at like dark 30, and it's just before dusk, and it's not very much light under there, so that whenever you're in a shade like that, the film tends to be dark and grainy, and you have problems with it, but you can still filter it and still see some things. And I want you to just get a look at this guy. The more you look at this, at first it seems kind of hokey looking, the video, but the more you look at it, the more you begin to see, high strangeness in this video. So it never pays to just write something off based upon a first impression. You need to look at it. Take a look at this picture here.
I'm going to be revisiting the fence climber video again, and the reason why is because of some new software. This software has resulted in some dramatic improvements in resolution, and as they say in astronomy, if you can increase it by just 1% resolution, you'll see 10 new things. What you're going to see here is very labor intensive, because what I did was to take each individual frame and run it through the deblurring process, and then reassemble it into a GIF file, and then present it here, and then film it off the screen. The reason why I want to film it off the screen, as always, and a lot of people email me about it, but I can actually show you or point to you something on the screen, using my cursor or my finger, and to me that's just kind of important. But I can also produce the file without it. So, but right now, let's just take a look. I'm going to start this file here. I'm just going to rock it back and forth. What I want to show you, just take a look for yourself. Watch this corner right here. Remember this guy. Now, I brightened it up quite a bit in that corner. You see he's going back and forth. Where he was almost in total darkness, he's no longer in total darkness. And you can also kind of see what color he is pretty good. It's very uniform, kind of a grayish color. Now let's just put it right here. Now I'm going to just wiggle it back and forth. Watch his left foot, and that's what's remarkable. That's what I want to show you. You can actually see the foot bottom. Hey, how about that? And I'm going to just stop it right there. It's a good clear shot of it. It just happened to catch the light just right, but that's the foot bottom right there. Kind of pigeon-toed. looks like, I don't know, it's an odd looking foot. If you know, they talk a lot about the mid-tarsal break, and I'm not sure I totally buy into that, except that this looks like it could be that very thing. So maybe I'll have to buy into it. At any rate, that's a huge thing. You know, one boost in resolution, and you get to see things, details, and that's another one of the things that keeps me going with this video and other videos from the areas, is that they usually a hoaxer's worst enemy is an analyst. Excuse my smartphone. Sometimes it's smarter than I am, but it's a hoaxer's worst enemy is an analyst. And as you analyze, I mean truly analyze, nuts and bolts of the film or video, it will if it's hoax, it will usually tear down under scrutiny. But if it's not hoaxed, you see hundreds of small minutia, and the more you dig, the more you find. You know, no shirt on here. There's no pants on. Let's just kind of rock it back and forth here. Look at the color. Here's his rear end. Come on back. There's the right foot. Look at the right foot. That's it right here. There's the right foot. Look at the right foot. That's it right here. Let me rock it back and forth. Look at it. See it right there? Now here comes the left one. There it is. It's got kind of a U shape. It's not totally straight. It's kind of like it's got a bend in it, and a dip in the middle. You know, just like you hear about. There would be the conical head, right? Let me rock it back and forth. Look at it. See it right there? Now here comes the left one. There it is. It's got kind of a U shape. It's not totally straight. It's kind of like it's got a bend in it, and a dip in the middle. You know, just like you hear about. Right here. Look at the arch of this back right here. Look at the arch in it. Now this guy's walking bent 90 degrees at the waist, and he's still able to keep his feet firmly planted flat on the ground. And when he pulls them up, this is what you see right here. Look at the arch of this back right here. Look at the arch in it. Now this guy's walking bent 90 degrees at the waist, and he's still able to keep his feet firmly planted flat on the ground. And when he pulls them up, this is what you see right here. Look at the arch of this back right here. Look at the arch in it. Now this guy's walking bent 90 degrees at the waist, and he's still able to keep his feet firmly planted flat on the ground. And when he pulls them up, this is what you see. You know, this is that's why, you know, the clearer you get the video, you know, the easier it is to see what you're looking at, or at least be able to determine certain things about the video. And you know, when it's in its raw form, everybody wants to weigh into it, because it's not likely anybody's gonna, you know, challenge you on it. But the video itself challenges you. If you see blue jeans, where are they now? And I would be happy to shoot another video showing you exactly what I did to this video. Look at this. This was almost in darkness right here. Almost in darkness. Under the shade of these trees at dark 30 in the afternoon. But now it's bright, you can see it. Look at the feet. Second leg. The left one. There is no first and second, is it? Left and right. This is the left. Back to the right. Where no blue jeans there. No blue jeans. No bicycle. Go. There's a lot more to come, folks.
Jason's dressed appropriately, so it's 24 degrees out.
We'll stop it right there on that left foot. There it is. Let's see here. Let's see if I can just kind of... I don't know if it's not going to fuzz out on me. There it goes, it's fuzzing out. I blew it up a little bit. Its foot is curved inward, pigeon-toed. See how it picks it up pigeon-toed? Or at least it appears pigeon-toed. I guess you can kind of tell, MK's been like a kid in a candy shop. You know, when this thing starts to show improvement, I have to break it all the way back down again and put all these improvements in there. Look at these guys. Look at the size of his legs. Arms, flat back across. Look at that. He actually comes in not the way he comes out later, but he comes in from the left side and then does a little turn right here. You can see this turn. See it? See him swing his rear end around? There's the right foot and the left one. I tell you, I'm looking forward to some more. It may take me a while, but it's worth it. Worth whatever I have to do. Anyway, thank you for your time.
Also, I'd like to add another thing. During the course of my efforts with these videos, I hear a lot of people talking. People say, well, I know those videos. I've seen them before, and they're from a known hoaxer. And then, they're not able to produce any real reason why they called them hoaxed videos, other than it was their opinion. And I believe in opinions, especially educated opinions. But an opinion is just that. It's not set in stone. And, when I broke these videos down and looked at them close, and then I made a trip out to where they were taken, and I talked to the people involved, I became even more interested in the videos. You know, and I think you can see now, you know, from the video tonight that you know, why I'm interested in them. You know, and as far as there's an object lesson here, I think, for all of us, me, you, everybody. Rejection by opinion is not a good thing. You know, it needs to have a solid reason to be rejected. You know, a person, if he's hoaxed, he needs to be, you know, demonstrated that he's a hoaxer, or demonstrated that this is a hoax. You know, some of your mighty lions in the Bigfoot business from the days of yore started out hoaxing, and then got more truly interested. So, you know, if you got a batch of these things like I had, and you kind of look through them, and you see that it's kind of a mixed bag, some spectacular things that you wonder, yeah, this couldn't possibly be hoaxed, and then you see some things that look a little more cheesy, a little more hokey. Maybe this was hoaxed. You know, that's always a possibility. But before you tear the back off the adhesive sticker that says hoaxer and put it on this man, or put it on this woman, or put it on their gravestone if they're gone, you know, make sure it's more than an opinion. Look at it close. If you can't look at it close, wait on somebody to do it. Somebody eventually will. Because you don't want good stuff like such as you see on this video thrown out, you know, with the bathwater. That would be a terrible loss. And you know, it just have patience. You know, and I know I'm asking a lot. The evidence, good evidence in the Bigfoot world comes very, very seldom, and a lot of times in small amounts. And somebody says, well, I see a lot about it I like, but there's just one thing over here, and because of the one thing, I'm calling the whole thing a hoax. Like a little leaven ferments the whole lump. Well, that's good for flour, but it's not very good for the Bigfoot world, because actually in the Bigfoot world there is no lump. We don't have a lot of good evidence, you know. So yeah, before you form a quick opinion, you need to give it a chance to be something good. If somebody had just, hey, I just reached down and grabbed this videotape and chunked it in the garbage because it's too dark. It looks like somebody just put on a ghillie suit and went under a tree and made sure we couldn't film him good. And, you know, well, maybe it just happened out that way. But when you use some enhancements, maybe you can find out. Or maybe there's other videos, or maybe someone can tell you some more. You know, keep your skepticals on, like Ray Crow used to say, but also, you know, make sure that you got your glasses clean so you can see through them. Once again, thank you for your time.
Hey, it's the Lord of O.R.D, the FORTEAN digital shaman. And I would talk about this video of M.K. Posted on his Davis report, and also on his YouTube channel. And it's about the tree climber, not the tree climber, excuse me, the fence climber. Look at that guy. Ooh, boom. There's some interesting dynamics here that I've noticed, and I want to show you a few things. Of course, this is M.K.Davis' video. Video breakdown and analysis by M.K.Davis. I put it in there. This is a video for his. This is the fence climber. Look at that. He literally is so tall. And then there's MK standing next to the fence. And that's how high it was. Very interesting stuff. Let's look at a couple things here. What do we go first with? Let's do some imagery. So first thing is this. Fascinating. So there's the foot right there, right? Here's the leg. A couple things about even to be able to do this, something has to be going on with their hips. Also, I think they're, from the way they run, they got to be double jointed in the back. The way they run, especially when they're leaning forward, is a physical impossibility for a human being to do. Then the next one, still I took. No, cancel. That's not what I want. I want to open it up. Look at this. You can see the foot is now turned so that it's now facing forward to the camera. And there's the toe. And in order to turn your foot like that, you have to have something going on with your ankle. There has to be something we can't do. Human beings can't do that. They cannot twist their ankle like that. We can't do that. Not only that, we can see that the shadow right there looks to me like the big toe. Well, actually, it's not even the big toe. It's like the little toe. Somehow that toe is flared out. How is that possible? Then you see it goes like that, goes like that. It starts like this, then the twisting of the foot and the little toe spread out, then back down, then back down, back down. I missed a few spots as far as. And how does anything, look at it's straddling the fence. It is literally, how does it straddling the fence? Someone's got the optical illusion that it's actually going through the fence. How's that possible? The next thing is the foot. Let's see if we can find the right one. Okay, we'll do it this way. Open it up. No, I want this. I don't. So then, so we see there we get the idea of how high that the creature, alleged Bigfoot, must be. There's MK. He's got to be at least my height. He's probably at least 5'10", 5. I don't know how tall he is. We'll just say that he's 5 something, right? So there's the fence line. The fence line is right there. So the fence must be about 4 feet. I suppose it's about standard height, isn't it, for a fence? About 4 feet. And for him to just straddle, or just literally, that means that creature's at least double that size. So we're talking at least 8 feet. We'll go back to the so then in the same location. This is way back when, I think this is back in 1995, something like that. So this is old, you know, VH video. People have been claiming that he's a hoax, but somebody managed to. So there's the tree, right? So that's pretty high. I mean, if that's the fence right there. something threw that tree in there, wedged that tree in there, picked up that tree there, and you know, decided to put it in a tree. I had I have a video somewhere, or an image, back in 2022, I believe it was, or was it just a year ago, or was it a year and a half ago? Anyways, I was at a different location, a quarry near me, where there's a fossil park, and there was one of those orange pylons. You know those ones that you see on the highway or when doing road construction, and they're heavy. Anybody's ever did any road construction and messed with those things, they're heavy, very heavy base, so that they don't get blown away from the passing cars, or a car gets hit by a car or whatever, right? There was one in the top of a tree that literally, I mean, it's physically impossible for a human being to do, first of all, and secondly, to land in a tree like that, I mean, unless it fell from the sky from a plane, which is highly improbable. Something just decided to wedge the orange pylon in a tree. Maybe someday I'll find it. So the next thing is, so there's a couple things. Something's going on with the foot. Something is definitely going on with the foot. That foot's got to be double ankle, or it's got to be double jointed. And then there's something going on with the toe right there. I got big feet. Now, I know it can't be, but I don't think these things are anything like what they say they are. So the next thing is this one right here. He'll point out he filmed the back of the thing's foot. I'm going in the wrong direction here. So there's the foot right there. Now it's leaning, it's running back, right? So it goes there, then it runs back in the opposite direction. And MK got the foot. So there's the foot, toes, the back of the foot, the heel of the foot. There's that break that people talk about. At least I could see it. Maybe it's my imagination. But the way it's running there, I mean, when you look at in the back, you try to run that. And I know they're one of the things too about the fingers. The fingers, extremely long hands. Now we got that one video we did that people were saying is they think it's got a tail and all our sorts of stuff, and as an alien and all this nonsense. I shouldn't say that, because there's a possibility it still could be an alien. I'm not sure, but one of the things that we noticed are extremely long fingers, and it would make sense that Bigfoot would have very long fingers, especially when they're running like this and using that as support to when they're leaning literally forwards. I mean, if you were an offensive lineman for a football team, you'd just dream, you'd only wish you could run like this, or a linebacker or something like that. A tailback or a running back, you'd run like that. The kind of power. But I think they use those fingers to help balance themselves. That's why you know, I'm not saying they don't use knuckles. They can use all that sorts of stuff, but you can see that's the back of the foot, like he's saying. And I'm being redundant about some things, but the thing that I'm interested about is his back. We have straight back. Can you imagine your back bending like that, contorting like that? I'm talking your spine now. Good luck in that happening. But that does do that. And we, on that video too, we saw how that one creature that I think looks more like a mangy booger, Bigfoot, than anything else. But you can see that's the foot. He's got good eyes. At least he did have good eyes. I don't know if he still had good eyes or not. Get older like me, get in your 50s, and he's 70. He's closer than getting close to 70. I think. I can't remember how old MK is now. Sorry, MK. He runs like that. Now, listen, first of all, he's got bent knees and he's leaning forward. And he's running pretty fast. Look at that. Can you imagine trying to do that? I like to see you guys do that. Run full speed, leaning forward with bent knees and not losing your balance. And then there's the foot. It's going up. Then it spreads out. See that? The foot spreads out. The toes spread out. So there's the foot. Somehow he turns the foot. How can you turn that? You might not think that's a big deal, but you try to turn your ankles like that. Just try from side to side, from left to right and back, and see how difficult it is to do. I mean, that's a workout. I mean, gymnasts would take hours and hours of just stretching to the flexibility to do such a thing. So then it turns the foot again. So now it's more horizontal instead of vertical. Meanwhile, look at that. The flexibility when it comes to the hip bones, the joints, to do that. Just try to do that. Try to do that. Even holding on to something and see, and then that is feat in itself. That's what's to kind of give away that it's not a human being. Just the flexibility. Flexibility is impossible. Flexibility is impossible for the average human being to do such a thing. Let's watch this again. I know it's not perfect. It's an old VH. There's a lot of dynamics, having to film through a mirror and everything just to get it. I guess these people have visuated these things, gifted them that. But look at that. It goes up, 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 up. How does it possibly? And then look, it's grazing it. It's literally got his legs over that 4-foot fence. It's way over the 4-foot fence. The foot is twisting. The toes are twisting. He shows you right there his height as is next to MK. And MK is 5 foot something at least, so we're talking maybe it's about at least 4 feet in the air. And there's the fence. This is a big creature. You know. Now, if it was just simply a shadowy being, some kind of, for some reason, it needed to. Well, I don't know why I couldn't just go right through the fence. I mean, I've seen the damn things go through a fence, so how does that? I mean, that's an incredible height. That demonstrates this thing is very large. He's right there next to the fence. He's got an arm there, a hand on the fence. The fence has got to be 3 to 4 feet high. And then it goes way over that with his legs and somehow straddles the damn thing. Meanwhile, twisting its toes, spreading its toes, at least twisting its ankles in a way that a human being can't do. I mean, you can do it, but it's very uncomfortable. I mean, I'm trying to do it myself, and that's a lot of work to do it. It's a lot of work for a human being to do it, right? Now, man, I'm not the perfect health, so I think somebody in good health would still have struggle with it. And then he comes down, literally straddles the fence. There's almost a time when it almost like you can almost see a face, but I don't think so. So, you know. Now it's raising the other foot and leg and arm. It's so fast, literally so. I mean, can you imagine having the confidence to do that? I mean, you'd have to practice. you would have to practice to do that. You have to be very agile and have to look at it. There's a leg, other leg, come now. Looks at the foot, did the same thing. The other foot did a similar thing. Let's try this. So now there's the leg, there's the buttocks, the back, now straight. Now the foot, it appears to me that the foot and toes have been spread again. Once again, it's the outer toe that seems to be spread. What would be equivalent of our little toe? I never heard anybody say that. This stuff, the more you study this stuff, the more it just like nothing adds up to what, you know, the experts say, or those who, zoologists and anthropologists say, and bone structure, and it's a strictly humanoid type of. I mean, these things, the way they move, they hop like a lemur. They run as fast as a gazelle. You see the toes right there. I know it's not the greatest of imagery, but then what can you only can do what you can do with what you got. You can only deal with, we're kind of rambling, so. And then he runs back the opposite direction, lean forward, and so you get the foot. He actually sees to both feet, and to kick your foot back like that, it literally. And I mean, think about what's going on here, the dynamics. He's got the left leg in an arch moving forward, right? So he's got planted his foot. Or kind of, probably not completely, but like on his heels at least, or his toes. Probably on his toes, to be honest with you. But the other leg is kicked out, and the foot now is like the back of his body. And there's the foot. There's the heel, and then there's the knee. I mean the back of the ankle, and the knee. I mean, that's just an incredible feat physically to do. I'll be honest with you. You don't have to be an expert in anything to figure this out, right? You can just be a simple Joe. That's who I am. To figure out that this is physically impossible for a human being to do. Impossible. There's no way you could hoax this one. And if it could do that, then it would have absolutely no problem putting a tree, a workbench in a tree. I don't know how big it is. Is it a child's one? Is it an adult one? Is this a picnic table of sorts? I know sometimes they have picnic tables where the benches are separate. That's what it looks like. It's something like that nature, but it's been thrown up into that tree. So I take incredible force. The fingertips, once again, I think what makes their arms look extremely longer than normal might be how big their hands are. So maybe we should start calling these instead of Bigfoot hand and foots. Because the hands are massive. And they would be, logically. If they're going to be grabbing onto trees, grabbing on things, the long fingers would help them with their balance, and so they could not have to worry about like knuckles all the time or putting flat hands in order to run on all fours. They could just use their long fingers, and that would help, especially running through the high grass and all that kind of stuff, right? Instead of worrying about putting your knuckles in the high grass, and all, just using the fingertips. So having longer fingers would help that. got to be double jointed back. It just has to be a double jointed back. The reason I go back to this, just because the way he's running, his back is arched over, arched. You try to arch your back like that, that's only somebody who's like really double jointed can someone do something like that. The average person cannot do that. Our spinal is pretty much fused, going straight. We can bend it a little bit going forward, but then our gut and our intestines and everything get in the way, the rib cage. But for him to bend over like that is to do that, and then have the head up, not down, right? What a strain it would be to keep your head up, and you know what I mean, so that your eyes are horizontal to the plane of the ground or in front of you. There's just no way you can physically do that, maintain all that, without the amount of effort, strain it would for me to do that. Now he also ends up filming the other foot, back of the other foot, which is that. No, is that it? I don't know. He gets both bottoms of both feet somehow. But the one is good enough for me. So that's just some of my commentary about things. You know, if we look at my channel, whatever it's worth. Not because of the channel, although I'd love to have you subscribe to it, but if you don't, you don't. It's the video, this one. There it moves. Very similar, right? How it moves. See if it contorts it back. Look at that. Right there. There's something going on there. It's the hip areas and the back that makes it be able to bend like that. Now you say it's not a Bigfoot, fine. And then, but think about this. As far as Bigfoot goes, larger hands would make a lot of sense when grabbing trees, breaking trees, swinging from trees to trees. So we're talking about trees, using the tree trunk, and being that massive. Being that massive of a creature, you probably would need much bigger fingers and hands to do the things you're doing. If you had long fingers too, that would make it so much easier when you're running and leaning forward. Have stronger fingers. You could use the fingertips as well, instead not just the knuckles, as a balancing for balance to balance, right? As you're running at full speed, leaning forward with your feet kicked back. So, for whatever it's worth, that's my take on things. I know a lot of people say it's got a tail, but I think it's... Here's the problem with the tail issue. As you can see, there's hair going down here, and then there's hair around his genitals. So has he got a tail in between its legs as well? I think it looks like a tail. It might even have a tail still of some sort, but I really think it's like it's long hair that's maybe been knotted up, braided, and dirty. There's things going on right here, right? If you pay attention to that, there's something going on here. And that's not... There's something there. I don't see the logic for the creature to have a tail doing what it's doing. So that's what my take on things. I mean, when you think about a lemur, let's check out the lemur. How a lemur moves and how a Bigfoot moves. Shoot, get out of the way. Look at the feet. Look at the feet. Look at the joints and the hip joints to be able to do what they're doing right there. Look at that. The feet. It's very similar to a lemur. check out the lemur's hands, fingers, extended palm, larger than normal fingers, making the arm look much longer than it actually is because of the length of the hands. You can notice, shoot, let's see if I can get it right there. I'm not saying it's lemur, but it has similar anatomical things going on as far as the body. Look at the legs and how you do that. We don't think anything at all when it comes to these things, and you know, I don't even know, for something the size of a Bigfoot to and just see what a lemur can do. See how it jumps from tree to tree to tree, and look how it jumps. And these big hands grab onto it. You see that? How big the hands are? And pow. Let's see that. I think the Bigfoot has huge hands along with huge feet that allow it to do something like that. Look at the size of that hand. And they don't have like extremely long wrists. They have very large hands though. And just like that, you see how the baby lemur hangs onto it? I'm not saying Bigfoot is a lemur. I'm just saying they have, watch this. See how a lemur jumps? See how it jumps like that? Now there's videos like that, where the Russian video, which does something very similar to that. So this, I think that we're dealing with something that's got the abilities to move around like a lemur. Russian Bigfoot hopping. So here's this. See it's hopping? It's just like a lemur. See it's hopping? It's just like a lemur. High. I mean, the amount of strength to do that. Now the big question in all this is how is it that something this size, what's maintaining its, what is it eating? I've heard all sorts of things, but I have not seen anything. I have not seen anything as far as what they're foraging on, what they're eating. I know that people are assuming things and gifts that are giving, and they're being taken, whether it's candy or peanut butter or fruit or whatever. But has anybody actually seen it eat anything? I'm not saying it's not eating thing. I'm saying we don't really know what it's even eating. There's assumptions. A great amount of assumptions. But the size of that, and now just think if you had a group of those things, the amount of calorie intake per day, just and to move like that. A pride lion, think about that. What kind of, they eat, you have to eat quite a bit, it turns out. Anyways, I mean, it's all guess, it's all speculation. The only thing that's certain is something that we call Bigfoot, some things that we call Bigfoot exist. Are they the thing that they say they are? A hominid? After all these years, nobody really can say. We're going to argue and beat up over each other because of it too, even though we can't do much about it. See, there's another foot right there. Something's going on there. MK would be able to point that out. But as you can see, the head is leaning forward while running. That's extremely difficult. That's at that distance, without losing your balance or falling over. Sorry, anybody who's played football knows that. Anybody who's done gymnastics knows that. There's the foot. Then it twists. Then you see the small toe spreading out. Then he goes back horizontally. Then he slowly brings the leg down over the fence. Most people crotch right now. If you're a guy, oh man, can you just imagine? Ouch. That's all I gotta say is ouch. And he's running. I'm doing this a little bit backwards, so. Runs. Gets the next thing now. Then two. Getting ready. Getting ready. Getting that, raising that leg up. The bed is bent. Body contorted a little bit. And the agility. Something going on with the hip joints. It's very difficult to do something like that as a human being. And then it twists his ankle, and then we see the flaring of the small toe. This flaring of the small toe. The flaring of the, not the big toe, the small toe. I think that's awesome. Anyways, as MK says, thank you for your time and for your consideration.
Bye.